Hey folks, welcome back to our series of lectures on corporations. As you may recall, we're broadcasting today from the sports department of WCLG, where we have some sports gear and sports attire available for your purchase and review. Hey, today I am wearing the shirt and hat of Xavier University. Now, Xavier is where my son goes to school, so that's why I'm partial to Xavier. So the big X stands for Xavier. Anyway, we're going to talk about S corporations and C corporations today. Now, one of the things that you need to understand is that S corporations and C corporations are essentially a tax device. They are taxed in accordance with particular chapters or subchapters actually of the Internal Revenue Code. S corporations are in subchapter S of the Internal Revenue Code, and C corporations are in subchapter C of the Internal Revenue Code. But for many years, when I started practicing law, S corporations were called subchapter S corporations. So anyway, just remember that these are tax identifications. They don't have anything to do with different kinds of corporations. They're tax. Now, S corporations have some restrictions. S corporations they must be domestic corporations, no alien corporations. They must have, fewer, less than or equal to 100 shareholders, only one kind of stock, that's common stock. So there's some restrictions on what you can do with S corporations. But the real big deal that people like about S corporations is that they're pass-through tax entities, pass-through tax entities, like LLCs, like limited partnerships. Now, a C corporation can be a domestic corporation or a foreign corporation or an alien corporation. It can have as many shareholders as you want. Think, for example, how many shareholders that Google or 3M or General Motors has. They can have as many kinds of stock as you want. Unlimited shareholders, infinite amount of stock, all sorts of kinds of stock. Like, for example, in Facebook, Zuckerberg, there's a lot of people that own common stock, but Zuckerberg owns a special kind of stock that gives him voting control of the corporation. And this is not passed through. A C corporation pays taxes on its profit. And I am going to draw you a diagram of the taxation. This is pass through. And remember, it's not only S corporations, but it's LLCs and limited partnerships. Okay, here's pass through. Here's your corporation. Here's the money coming in. Here's your revenue, here's your expenses, and here's your profit. Okay? There is no tax on the S corporation. No tax at all. The only tax is on the money that comes out to the shareholders. And then there's a tax on the shareholders. Okay? See what I mean? The profit passes through the corporation to the shareholders. A similar example with a C corporation is you have your revenue, your profit, revenue, expenses, and here's your profit. Okay? But there's a tax on the corporation itself. Once the money comes out to the shareholders, there's a tax on the shareholders. This is the infamous double tax. One tax, two taxes. This is the infamous double tax on C corporations, all right? In the S corporations, you only have one tax, no tax at the corporate level. In the C corporation, you have a tax at the corporate level and at the shareholder level. So what you need to do when you set up your corporation, you need to talk to your advisor, your tax advisor, or perhaps your lawyer, if your lawyer is familiar with tax law. Talk to them about whether or not you need to be an S corporation or a C corporation. Now, the normal arc of corporations is you'll start out as an S corporation, and then when you get a little bigger or maybe want to grow and get more shareholders and investors, you might become a C corporation. Most businesses that get loans or have a lot of investors are C corporations because that's what the investors and the people that are buying into the shares are looking for is a C corporation. That's why they're normally, when you buy in to a corporation or get an initial public offering to buy a whole lot of shares and go public, that's normally what you see as a C corporation. But you need to determine what your goal is and what you want to do and how much money you have to do these things, and then decide whether you're going to be a C corporation or an S corporation. Okay, see you next time.